From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
Well, hello, Mr. and Mrs. America. I am Keith Allen, welcoming you to For the People for this Wednesday, May the 24th, 2017. We have open lines today. You may want to take down this phone number. You're listening to us live, 813-423-TALK. That's the number right now to call. If you'd like to be part of the discussion, we're going to be talking about Manchester, the terror attacks, and what one sheriff is saying. Also, what a little dyslexia here, Katy Perry. What in the world is she saying? And she's got solutions. So she thinks, and so she says, about how to combat ISIS. It'll be very interesting to actually. She doesn't say a whole lot, but what she says is kind of interesting and very snowflakey. You'll hear it. 813-423-TALK. That translates to 813-423-8255. 813 is Tampa. So if you have free long distance, 813-423-TALK. And if you'd like to weigh in on anything that we're talking about today, it would be a pleasure to have you on the air today. All right, so 4 people are in custody in Manchester. Now, why is that so important? What this immediately shows, according to experts, is that this is a network. Of course, this guy was not a lone wolf. ISIS is getting more together. This is becoming more planned, more purposeful. And that's why the United States is on guard. All of our cities on higher alert right now, as the UK is on its highest terror alert right now of all time. And I was reading the newspaper today, and I was listening to the words of a Texas sheriff. And he was talking about radical Islam and its role in Manchester. This, the bombing that we talked about yesterday. He says, you better wake up, America. While you're distracted by the media and the crying of the left, Islamic jihadists are moving us and want to kill us. Did you hear his words? Texas Sheriff Tracy Murphy, he harshly condemned the Manchester bombing and did not shy away from decreeing Islamic terrorism and his thoughts about it and the root of the Manchester Arena massacre, because that's what it was, in fact, folks. Now, I want you to hear his words and what he says about America. Pay attention to what you see in Manchester, England tonight. Pay attention to what is happening in Europe. This is what happens when you disarm your citizens, when you open your borders without the proper vetting, when you allow political correctness to distract or dictate how you respond to an enemy that wants to kill you, when you allow these radicals to travel to Afghanistan and Iran and simply let them back in, when you give up your cities and your neighborhoods to a religious ideology that says you must convert or die, a ideology that treats women as property, kills gays and women and Christians with complete impunity. The left tells us we must submit and accept these radical beliefs and bend over backwards to make sure we don't hurt anyone's feelings. The left wants to cater to the very group that would kill every group they claim to support. Folks, this country is an enemy hell-bent on killing you, committed to forcing you to convert or die. This enemy will strap bombs on their own bodies and blow themselves up, killing children. I'm sick of it. You better wake up, America, while you are distracted by the media and the crying left. Islamic jihadists are among us and want to kill you. What will it take? This happening at a concert in Dallas or a school in Denton County? You don't do something quick, This country will die of political correctness and the fear that someone's feelings may be hurt. It may be very well too late for Europe. What do you think of the sheriff's thoughts? 813-423-TALK is our number. We don't regularly give out a number, and people are not conditioned to doing it. And if you're not listening to the broadcast straight up noon, I should just say this one time, other stations delay the broadcast, then don't call in because you're not going to get on. You're just going to get a message. But if you're listening to it right now on our live platform, 813-423-TALK, that's 813-423-8255. Do you think the sheriff in Texas, Tracy Murphy, do you think he is onto something? You like how he's talking? Don't be shy. It's okay. 813-423-8255. Love to get your comments. I know they say a lot of people just simply don't like calling talk shows. But I like the banter. I like it. Well, I promised that we would start incorporating the numbers. So what we'll do is we'll do a Facebook post, and we'll put those times. So if you want to be on a national show, and then you'll look for the thread on Facebook, and then you'll know to call in. And that'll be something that you can do. But that'll be cool. I don't want to make this like the mainstay, but it's talk radio. So talking to you is good. Getting your opinion is great. Weighing in on, the subject matter is great as well. I think it's terrific. The sheriff is on to something. In my humble opinion, this is stuff that I've been preaching. I've been talking about listening. We've had Dr. Sebastian Gork on the show talking about extremism. And these folks that are on a watch list are traveling to the very places that these terrorists in the UK have traveled to: Syria, to Libya, to Iran, and they're able to go back and forth, and get more radicalized and more charged up. I am glad that the sheriff is speaking up, because we do live in a very politically charged country where people do not say what they really feel because of fear, especially if you're conservative, especially if you listen to programs like this you won't share, because you're afraid that they might call you a right-winger, one of those, Islamophobe, homophobe, racist. Remember, if you were critical of Obama, you're all of those things. And now, if you're a supporter of Trump, well, you're all of those things as well. Katy Perry has a solution on how ISIS and how we should respond to them. Here's Katy Perry. Listen to her.
The greatest thing we can do is just unite and love on each other, and no barriers, no borders. We all need to just coexist.
True.
And the radio DJ agrees. True. No barriers, no walls. We should just all coexist. Well, first of all, Miss Perry, thanks. We all kind of coexist as it is. But we all don't live in harmony, and we all don't dance to the same ideology. You want to dance to Sharia law, Katy Perry? You won't be dressing the way you dress. You won't be showboating on the stage the way you do. I got to hear this foolishness again. Let's go ahead.
The greatest thing we can do is just unite and love on each other, and no barriers, no borders. We all need to just coexist.
True.
Yeah, we need to is that the only thing you can there's no other words in your vocabulary other than that? That's it? Great. We'll take our marching orders from Katy Perry. It would be nice to believe that we all get along in a harmonious world where we all sing Kumbaya and hold hands, but that's just not the fact. It's not the country that we live in, and it's not the world we live in. That's a sad reality, but sorry, Katy. Stick to singing music, making music videos. It's so much better. When you get celebrities, they get on these bandwagons, think that they got the solutions to all of these things. Please. Unbelievable. By the way, who's cleaning up their acted music? I don't know if you heard this, but I got to inject this since we're on the music thing talking about Katy Perry and Kumbaya. But this is good news. Really, you want some good news? There's a lot of bad news in the world. Miley Cyrus, she's cleaning up her act. She's off marijuana. I think it's been about 5 or 6 weeks. She says she's been clean. But she's embarrassed about the wrecking ball, about being naked on the ball. She's not impressed. She's grown her hair back. She's not bald anymore. Shaved, looked kind of funky, but she said she was in a dark place. She doesn't want to go back there anymore. And she's wants to make good music, clean music, and she wants to be a role model. What a beautiful thing. And I was hoping so much from Katy Perry. It seems like she went astray a little bit there. And it was a little weird, that's for sure. And especially coming from Disney roots and being Hannah Montana. The whole idea supposedly was to shake that so people didn't just see her as Hannah Montana, but now people see her as the naked girl on the ball, licking the ball, etc. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's called Wrecking Ball, and there's a video that's quite interesting that MTV aired, and it's all over YouTube and all over the internet. But now she's going to try to shake that off and clean her up, and I just say, good for you to get off that stuff, and nothing good comes from that. The whole experimentation of recreational drugs, it's kind of like recreational drinking, where let's drink during work time, let's get high during work time. People left to their own devices seem to always screw it up. And there's been studies that show the people that overdo marijuana smoking, which a lot of people just do, like they overdrink, is that it does diminish and it does retard the frontal lobe of the brain. Says brain surgeons and doctors that study brains, and people cut into brains after your death. They see this stuff. They see the effect. And Colorado's got a serious problem now because of all of that. They got homelessness like crazy. Too many young people hanging out in Colorado because they could smoke openly and get high and sleep in the alleyways and urinate. But it's not good for shops, not good for cafes. Businesses, small businesses, and a lot of tourist towns in Colorado very upset about it. I'm for medicinal marijuana. If somebody's sick, somebody's in chronic pain, and that helps you feel better, I'm all for that. But to get around and just one more thing to get stoned, we need more people that are actually in the right minds to be able to get this country moving again in the right direction. We don't need people stoned all the time out of their minds. I don't know, some of you might be responsible with smoking a bowl here and there, and that's your thing. I'm not condemning you, but again, there's people left to their own devices. It's never good. It really isn't. And I've worked with people that say that they're better off stoned, and then you see them when they're not smoking. It's because when they're off it just for a little bit, they're DTing, they're detoxing. Their body needs it. They're withdrawal symptoms. But if you're off it, you mellow out and you find that exercise can actually boost your endorphins, and you can find other outlets to actually feel good about yourself. You don't need drugs. You can get a high on life. But that's me. But again, medicinal use. People ask me what my stand is on there, and I'm all for that. I'd be the first to vote for medicinal use here in the state of Florida. They're trying to recreational. I just don't think it's cool. I think it's one more thing that people get their hands on. It just, do you need more stupid people? Honest to goodness, does the world need more? There's a lot, admittedly, seriously, think about this is good common sense, don't you think? But seriously, does the world need more stupid people? There's a lot of stupid people, right? But stupider? I don't know. It kind of sounds like that movie, Dumb and Dumber. It just gets stupider. That's all. Yeah, we want more stupid people. No, thank you. I realize that there are people that probably do smoke grass that are quite intelligent, that have brains, and they're awesome at what they do and good. And, I'm a responsible quasi-alcoholic, or I'm classic smoking a bowl. All right, enough of the marijuana. Let's go to the Pope.